Hello, I'm Josh the Fox Mills, and this is Tuned In, where I review cartoons, no matter how new, no matter how old, no matter the cost. How did it take this long for me to cover the Looney Tunes? It's something so iconic and classic, I should have done it months ago when I was just getting started. Oh well, I'll have to make up for it now. Stick around after the credits for the boring history part as I dig into Looney Tunes. This one's gonna be fun. In 1930, Harry, Albert, Sam, and Jack Warner and their modest production company created two cartoon series, Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. Since both series are pretty much synonymous with each other, I will be covering both in the same episode. During the course of Looney Tunes' 39-year run, alongside Merry Melodies, it gave rise to many cultural icons that are still prevalent to this day, such as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Tweety Bird, Sylvester the Cat, and Speedy Gonzales. Interestingly enough, all the characters I just mentioned were originally played by the legendary man of 1,000 voices, Mel Blanc. Anyway, Looney Tunes had become a worldwide cultural phenomenon that in 2013, TV Guide magazine named Looney Tunes as the third greatest cartoon of all time, being beaten only by the Flintstones and the Simpsons respectively. But this episode isn't about them. I'll start with the trademark theme song, The Merry-Go-Round Broken Down by Cliff Friend and Dave Franklin. This song about a couple that met and fell in love on a malfunctioning merry-go-round that won't let them leave will never be remembered for being a love song. Instead, this song is forever ingrained in people's mind as the theme song to Looney Tunes, and rightfully so, as they've used it for the show's theme for over 80 years. The Merry Melodies theme was an adaptation of Merrily We All Roll Along by Charles Tobias, Murray Muncher, and Eddie Cantor. There isn't an interesting story to go along with that, just the name of a song. As I said before, Mel Blanc worked on the Looney Tunes and voiced almost all of the iconic characters we know today. Mel wasn't the only animation legend that brought Looney Tunes to make its place in history, though. Also joining Mel Blanc was director Tex Avery and producers Chuck Jones. Tex Avery did great work for Warner Brothers and MGM, pioneering the over-exaggerated expressions and actions found in the traditional American cartoon style. He once made the quote, "You can do anything in a cartoon," and encouraged his animators to do so with gusto. I could probably do a whole show on Mel Blanc or Tex Avery if I wanted, but something that filled with facts would be too boring even for this show. Now that's out of the way, it's time to meet the Looney Tunes. At the top of the heap, of course, is Bugs Bunny, a sarcastic, quick-witted rabbit with a habit for wearing deceptive and often feminine disguises to trick his would-be hunters.
It's true, Doc. I'm a rabbit, all right. Would you like to shoot me now or wait till you get home?
Daffy Duck, as the name suggests, is a bit of a screwball lunatic, and later in the show's run, also a sleazy con artist who puts his personal interests above others, for better or worse. He eventually becomes a foil for Bugs Bunny.
Shoot him now! Shoot him now! You keep out of this! He doesn't have to shoot you now! He does so have to shoot me now! I demand that you shoot me now!
Porky Pig, a well-meaning and happy hog with a bit of a speech impediment. I can easily relate to this guy on a personal level. I usually edit my stammering out, though.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the...
Speedy Gonzales, the fastest mouse in all of Mexico. He was used in tunes that were styled in the Tom and Jerry formula, where Speedy would fetch food for his rodent family and friends, while evading local cats with his quick speed and quicker wit.
And senoritas. There is plenty more where this cheese come from.
Sylvester Cat and Tweety Bird were quite often paired together, as they were also similar to the Tom and Jerry style, as Sylvester always attempted to catch and eat the androgynous Tweety Bird, but the Yellow Canary would always find some way to get away and make his predator suffer. Yes, according to sources, Tweety Bird is officially male. Mystery solved. Pepe Le Pew is a French skunk Casanova who refuses to take no for an answer. In most of his shorts, he was in the pursuit of Penelope Pussycat, an unfortunate black-furred feline who usually winds up being painted down the back with a white stripe. This makes her seem, of course, like a lady skunk. Pepe is constantly convinced the ladies he chases are deeply in love with him, even when they resort to violence to hilariously hurt him. His aggressive method of wooing women, along with his putrid skunk odor, are the main reasons why he hasn't gotten many dates in 80 years. The Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote are a match made in the Arizona desert. Their segments are another predator and prey matchup, but there's a particular charm to the clever coyote and the incredibly fast Roadrunner. Interestingly, these tunes focus more on the villain a lot more than other tunes of this format. Wile E tends to get most of the screen time, devising some trap or just ordering some Acme products, and the Roadrunner mostly being present when Wile E fails. I started to actually feel sorry for the coyote, especially if that's the only thing he's had to eat. Oh, and in case you were wondering, the Roadrunner is also officially male. Foghorn Leghorn was a big southern rooster living about his farm and keeping himself and his hens safe. He is often antagonized by the barnyard dog, who usually gets punished for trying to chase Foghorn. I say, boy, Foghorn's got a unique way of talking. Right entertaining, too. Is it just me, or are most Looney Tunes shorts using a retooled version of the Tom and Jerry formula? A tries to catch B and suffers for it. Sylvester and Tweety, Roadrunner and Coyote, Speedy Gonzales isn't even trying. Even the romantic pursuit of Pepe kind of fits this sort of category. And all of those Looney Tunes came out after Tom and Jerry premiered. It makes you think. There are other side characters in the Looney Tunes, like Marvin the Martian, Yosemite Sam, Elmer Fudd, and the Gophers, as well as others. These were far from the main stars of the series, though. There were various compilation movies, which were collections of Looney Tunes shorts played in theaters. The legacy of the Looney Tunes would live on for many decades after the original series ended, with films like Chariots of Fur, or the infamous Space Jam. But there are many spin-offs and reboots that I will no doubt review at a later point. And with that, it's time for my final thoughts. It's time we find out... What does the fox say? There's not a lot that can be said about Looney Tunes that hasn't been said 1,000 times before. It is a masterpiece and a worldwide icon. If you haven't already heard of it, there's something horribly wrong with you. Definitely, certainly give it a chance if you haven't already. next week, I'll look at the Jim Henson classic, The Muppet Show. Until then, this was for Josh the Fox Mills, saying, stay tuned.